such an asshole.
We are slowly but surely making our way to recover from the technical difficulties we've had at Asshole Consulting at assholeconsulting.com. Where, yeah, see, and then this is all off. I'm not centered. Oh, I can't wait till retirement. We have a request, and if you have a request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, and recently self-declared baby daddy, baby. Yeah, it's baby mama and baby papa, baby. What is the trash of America call the non-married mother or father of their children? What is the what do the parents of kids who have no hope? What are they called? In my day, we called them mom and dad, and they, in general, maybe back in the day stuff, but now it's just baby daddy, right? Baby daddy, baby mama. Baby daddy Cappy. Bay, you're my bay. Oh my goodness. Tell me we're going to be poor for the rest of our lives without telling me we'll be poor for the rest of our lives. Anonymous writes, dear asshole, below our... Oh, you remember the song Baby Mama? I want to ask you. You guys remember that song, Baby Mama? Baby Mama. How are they doing now? Ain't that song like 10 years old? I would love to see how everyone had that in their playlist. I'd love to see how they're doing now. Blows my request for a video response to my question. I'm a 40s-ish, 30s-ish something male making a lot of money annually, residing in the sticks outside a leftist crap hole. I have several children, all you have toddlers, with a former girlfriend slightly older than me, whom I broke up with recently. My ex decided I wasn't giving her the tingles anymore, so she cheated on me, then asked for an open relationship, and is not at all repentant about it. Why? I would literally lose half my business I'd lose all my business if two things happen. One, if parents raise their children, and two, y'all stop having kids. Like you chose better. You were just more discerning before. I don't care, stick your dick in crazy or and wrap your hoo-ha around crazy, whatever the female version of sticking your dick in crazy is. I'm sure there's a phrase for it. That's fine. Just don't have kids. And if y'all did that, I'd have to go get a real job. But thank God, y'all didn't. We never married because she has $100,000 of student loans that she refuses to address. That's because women have no responsibility. Didn't you know? There's strong, independent women who don't need no, but then they need a student loan bailout from their Uncle Biden. She has been a stay-at-home mom since our first child was born, and I've provided a middle-class lifestyle. We still live together, take care of the kids, and sleep in separate rooms. My question is, what is the least effed up way to proceed in this effed up situation? I told you, well, look, I'm not a lawyer. You need to contact a lawyer to find that out, because the main variables or things you have to consider is going to be your finances, legal risks, legal costs, psychological. I would approach it from a least pain in the ass way. I would approach it from a moral way in regards to the kids, because as far as I'm concerned, you and the baby mama don't exist. You brought 3 innocent children into this world into an effed up situation. You guys are the guilty parties. So I would be viewing it from the kids' perspective, but obviously for your own financial, psychological, and legal interests, you need to talk to a lawyer about this. So I could give you ideal, pie in the sky how things should be. You don't live in Shutterland. You live in the state's laws that cover divorce and alimony and child support. So the advice I am going to give you here should be considered secondarily to what your lawyer says. And regardless of what you inevitably figure out in terms of a general strategy, you're going to have to talk to a divorce lawyer, because they're going to tell you the rules and laws you got to follow. So here are your options. You give me keep living together, but I'm angry at her most days. I feel I'm not really modeling good behavior to my kids. All right. I understand that, but and I asked, like, "Okay, are you guys arguing and fighting? Like, is she a relatively good mom?" And you said, "Meh." But in the ideal world, you 2 would keep the act together like you are, sleep in separate rooms. This has happened before, where it's like, "Okay, we gotta keep up the appearance for the sake of our children." And then the day the youngest graduates from high school, boom, "Hey, we've hated each other the entire time, and we've been banging different people and dating. We have, and now that you kids are out of the house, we're divorcing and going." I think that would be the best scenario, ethically, morally, principally speaking. And you got a shot at that because that's kind of what you're doing now. Let's see what other things are going on. 2, partition part of my house as an in-law apartment and put her there so I don't have to deal as much with her being a slob, but I get to see my kids every day. I could also purchase a small house nearby for her to live in, but I'm concerned she will ruin it. Uh, that's up to her. Like, you'd get her out of the house, but now you've broken up the family. So far, and as always, you guys give me, "Well, here are my options." No, you have a lot more options than that. What you could do is crack down and say, you're pick if she's a slob, for the sake of the children living under the house, you're gonna pick up your crap, you're gonna stop being a slob, and we're going to keep this together, for the sake of the children. Now, when you're dealing with lazy people who are slobs, usually they don't give a damn about anyone else but them. Uh, I'll just say right now, I'm afraid that if you do anything to try to force her to take any responsibility, are you guys married or no? Age. All right, let me check. All right, so it's a girlfriend. You're not married. Seeing if the state you're in is common law. All right, your state doesn't allow common law, so you're not married. So again, you have to talk to the lawyer. But you have presented to the kids as mom and dad. I would still, for the sake of the kids, not put her in another house before, not without first saying, "Hey, you're going to clean your room, you're going to clean the house, and you're going to make this a functional household for the sake of the children. And I don't care if you date anyone else, but you're going to put on the act here for the next at least 10 years, at least. Lawyer up, evict her, and try to get full custody of the kids. I'm worried if the court sides with her, I won't get to see my kids very much." You're right. You have every right to concern yourself with that. I forgot what the numbers are, but obviously women get the majority of custody. Um, in your particular case, sounds like your baby mama is not going to take care of the kids well. The latest statistics to come out, which again, I'm not wholly siding with. I don't really believe in the social sciences and polling data and all. There's always a political bias, or just the social sciences is just not a professional subject, or I don't dare call it a science field. But Joker at Better Bachelor had cited some statistics, which is corroborated by Dr. Warren Farrell, that children do better on their single father than a single mother. But the family courts, society doesn't give a damn about that. Woman über alles, including children. Um, I won't get it right now. I make them breakfast and dinner every day and read them bedtime stories every night. So I asked the guys. I says to the guy, "Well, I have thoughts on the matter, but they are not about the legal or financial risks involved, so it would be outside those domains. But is she abusive or somehow bad to your children? Otherwise she a good mom?" And you said, "As far as mom skills, I'd rate her at," God, you guys got to get to the point, man. "I rate her at average to below average. She is not outright abusive, but she will often simply leave the kids to play by themselves during the day while she snaps on the couch or scrolls Facebooks or browses for things to buy on Amazon." All right, right. So I hate to say this. I really hate to say this, ladies, because I know it's unfair to many of you because you're not like this. But generally speaking, she's your average American mom. She loves things more than her children. What those things are, it's numerous things. It could be themselves, their career, their education, their lifestyle, their SUV, their mani-pedis. But in this case, it's a life of sloth, watching TV, soaps, I'd hope that she would be more involved with the kids, given that I take care of them by myself most of the time outside my 45 hours a week that I'm at work. But isn't that the point of a stay-at-home mom? Yes. Yes, it is. It's the responsibility of parents in general. But you stuck your dick in the wrong woman. And she did not mercifully abort your children to avoid having this miserable life that she is, and you, by association, have brought these children up to. I mean, it's not a horrible life, but it's less than ideal and less than optimal. This is her job, but she says she is tired despite having 10 to 5. Right. She's fat too, right? I bet she's fat. Is she fat? I wonder if she's fat. Who wants to guess she's fat? Which isn't a huge guess in America nowadays because 75% of Americans are fat. Not like I'm going out on a limb here. Despite having 10 to 14 hours in which to sleep, it could be a combination of getting fat and taking head meds, keeping her tired all the time. Oh, the life of a modern day American woman. How much fun. But I believe it's just staying up late night talking to folks on the internet. Look, you got to be careful nowadays because, well, I guess not. You're not married. Again, talk to a lawyer. I would first talk to a lawyer and say, can I start putting my foot down? You didn't put your foot down this entire time. If you do not put your foot down, if you let people make their own choices, the human default setting is sloth and laziness. So you have a come to Jesus meaning like, I will kick you out of the house. I will drag you to, because it's just one strategy you could take. Again, run it past your lawyer. Like, I will kick you out of the house. I will drag you through the courts. You're going to do these things. And you have a month to prove to me you're doing them. And you will do them until all the children are out of the house. You are cleaning the house. You're taking care of the kid. Because right now she's just dead weight. And she's not a mom. She's like many American fathers. Let's throw some blame to the other side of the sexual aisle. She sounds like your standard American father today, present but not participating. Just exists. A lot of the dads, they go and work and like, that's enough, I work. They don't sit down and raise the kids. They're not like you where you make them meals and you read to them and you invest in them. Most American fathers just exist and then I don't know what they do. But they certainly don't raise their children. Thank God, because otherwise, once again, I'd have to get a real job. And my course, The Dad You Never Had, would not make the money it does. I would not have the enrollment. It's my best-selling course now based on numbers. It's my best-selling course because all you dads keep effing up. You're not there. But getting back to this, like, yeah, she's not there. She's not a mom. And usually, not always, usually when you got a parent like this, the kids don't like that parent. The kids pick up that mom's the lazy sack of shit. And mom not being there, I always believe, yeah, they need both parents, but if the parent's just going to exist there and be a fat sack of shit, be on her meds and love her internet and social media more, kick her out. But you've enabled this. You've enabled this. She almost never cleans or cleans up after herself, refuses to cook anything besides rice, chicken nuggets. The food of the po, the chicken nuggets, the chicken tendies, and other packaged food. She has a hoarding problem and will just acquire stuff and pile it on any available surface. She's no longer allowed to do this outside of her room. All right, so you do have some control. 900 square feet of my basement is boxes full of old clothes, children's toys, and animal junk. She refuses to get rid of it, goes into a screaming and crying if anything goes missing. No. Okay, yeah, she's done. Done. Oh, man, if that was me, I'd be like, get out. This is a mentally ill person. I'm sorry you have a bad person in your life. You're the mother of your children. Your baby mama is mentally ill. Aaron, are you a psychologist? No, I'm not. Is hoarding in the DSM-V 47? I don't know if it is or not. I do know hoarding is a what's the word I'm looking is proof. I was going to say symptom, but it's beyond symptom. It is proof a person is a bad, evil, vile person that has something wrong with them because they love stuff. Man, how good was that pussy or how dry was your dick to have 3 kids with a vile, disgusting, worthless piece of shit like this? Baby mama, It is all for the baby mommy, the boobies, the boobies, the bobbity boo. Still Paul. Screaming fits? I'd be throwing that shit out. I'm like, I threw all your stuff out. I get a lawyer. Absolutely get a lawyer. Refuses to childproof anything and rely on my two older children. Keep choking hazards away from the little one. I feel this problem presents the most actual danger to my children. She were living on her own without other adults to keep her somewhat in line. But yeah, you had to dip your nose in that pool 3 times at least. I'm not overly concerned about the legal and financial aspects as I make a good salary. I have a few hundred grand in the bank, but I don't think there's an amount of money that will fix my ex to be the doting dad. Yeah. So again, not a lawyer, but before you do anything or think about anything I'm recommending here, what's great is you got a good war chest and you haven't done any kind of like, you haven't made any declarations or made any changes or implemented a strategy. So what I would do, go talk to a lawyer. I don't know. Have I told you to talk to a lawyer? Did I mention talk to a lawyer? Like get a good lawyer. Take your first step is to research good lawyers. Find a good lawyer. And in addition to, and if the lawyer's not going to talk about this, then you find a different lawyer. You find a lawyer, say, are you good? Like, do you have experience in trusts and asset protection and divorce? Those are the 2 things you're looking for. Because if you got several hundred grand in the bank and you haven't done anything yet, you could start doing defensive measures with your assets. So the first thing I would do, again, general strategy is just me, is I would talk to a lawyer. I mentioned talk to a lawyer about divorce proofing essentially your assets. Can you set up a trust for your kids maybe? Can you put the money in your mom's name or somebody you trust, something like that? Then ask the lawyer about, all right, how do I kick her out? I would just me personally with the hoarding and everything, like gone, get out of here. And I would talk to a lawyer, but they'd let you know first, all right. Generally, the way I'd like to go with the strategy is to get her out of my life and to evict her. Uh, and then have full custody of the kids. And then the lawyer might say, well, here's how you got to do it according to the law of the state that you live in. I would also suspect because she's so lazy and such a worthless person, she doesn't love her kids. That much is obvious. Raising the kids would be a pain in the ass. Now, she ain't going to even look at the kids as like, oh, I got to raise them if I have custody. She's going to look at it like, oh, can I get money out of it? Because that's how this woman's going to go. But you're going to have to protect against that. But there's a chance she like doesn't, okay. It is a fact she doesn't love these children. If she connects that having to watch over these kids is going to interrupt her life of laziness and sloth, she may just give you custody. That might happen. Again, you got to talk to a lawyer. But your first step, asset protection. Second step, talk to a lawyer and develop a strategy. All right, what's the best way to get her out of my life? Because that's ultimately what you want is you want her out of your life. And to protect the children. Right? So before you kick her out fully, there's this little sliver of opportunity where you can, after you get your assets protected, now you can start saying, you're going to clean out this shit. You're going to start watching over the kids. You're going to make meals. You're going to clean the house. And if you don't, you're out. And by that time, your lawyer and you would be able to define what out is. Like, you're gone. Again, not a lawyer, but my strategy would be scorched earth. Like, okay, so all my assets have been hidden into a trust or whatever. I don't think you even have to tell her that, but I will drag you through the courts. You will not have any money, right? You are going to be out on your feet. You're going to have your $100,000. You will be homeless, unless you start cleaning the house, At that age, her psychology is cemented. Just so you all know, I don't really believe anyone's psychology is cemented. If they're threatened with death, they will change their mind. They will change their opinion. If a cop is present, even the most abusive of people to their family members will also start obeying the law. So I think you could, and she's got other guys. Maybe you should go run off with her latest dick she's riding. right? But somewhere in there, and the lawyer would know better than me, is you could give her this window of opportunity of, for the sake of the children, a mom that actually raises the children. Given the preponderance of evidence that you got here that this is just a drug addict, worthless, truly worthless human being, they're gonna go to survival mode. They're gonna, like, think free handouts because I spat out 3 children because I have a vagina, I'm magical and special, and I'm entitled to other people's labor, and I don't have to raise my kids, but if the kids get me money, then I'm gonna hold on to the kids, but not really raise them because that's work. That's where your lawyer comes in. That's where, but I think somewhere in there, there should be the opportunity that you can lay down the law and maybe not have to go to court, and her turn the corner, actually become maybe not a good mom, but cleans the house and isn't such a burden or financial weight. You get rid of all the junk and the crap. You give that one shot. She doesn't. Yeah, now it's divorce. It's like, yeah, you're out of here. You are out of the kids' lives. Um, and I would be like, and you're not getting custody of the kids. I'll go to war. I will drag you through the court all day long. All day long. You don't love the kids because you don't do anything. And look, you could be free. You could be free of the kids. I'll take care of the kids. You can go and get dick down and have a grand life, but you're not getting the kids. You're not getting any money. That'd just be me, but your lawyer would have a better idea than me. All right, so there you go. Let's see if we got any super chats. We have 2 so far. Paracelsus Underact, 10 generous dollars. I've to high intensity weight train and reduced my routine to leg press, rows, chest press, incline sit-ups, and yoga. Already seeing gains with only 2 workouts with a 2 to 3 day rest interval. Paracelsus, can you please email me exactly what you do? Drew Bay, I love him. I'm like, Drew, you said that you just work out to maximum failure. What does that mean? And then Drew just said, oh, here, sign up for my thing and just read. Like, God damn it, Drew. Will you fucking tell me what it is? Jack helped out Napier. He's like, yeah, do what you're doing, but then go to, but if you, it's like, Jack, I don't want to do 5 sets all the time. Paracelsus, if you're, tell me exactly what you do. Like, because I asked Jack, pull-ups, for example. Well, pull-ups isn't, no, pull-ups, you just fall on your feet. Okay, that's safe. Bench press. Failure? If no one's spotting me, failure means the things on my neck and my chest. I can't go to like total muscle failure. What is that? Define it for me. Because I would love, it takes me about an hour, 15, hour and a half, depending on how aggressive I hit the gym. And now that the Cappy command is relatively back up and running, I can visit the gym again. The gym is a privilege. It's a pleasure. It's a luxury. Willie Mendoza, 2 bucks. Thoughts on thick, big, beautiful women, girls, the junk of the junk. Do you like them, Willie? Do you like big girls? There's nothing wrong with it. I don't. I like curvy girls. I like skinny girls too. I like girls that have an ass to back. I like long hair. I guess maybe my tastes are a little bit more wide. But I don't like split pea soup. I don't like open tuna face sandwiches. I don't like tuna on anything, frankly. There's nothing wrong with that. I really like sushi. Nothing wrong with that. Look, you like large girls? Go, dude. You should be the happiest guy ever. You should not care what society thinks if you like big girls. You should be doing victory laps. That's like being gay. Like, just because men are gay doesn't mean they're women. They're still men. They still like dick or sex, I should say. Right? It's great. Then why do you think they're so happy all the time? I wonder if you go back to the, what is it called? Entomology, the history of the usage of words. Gay in the olden day meant happy. I'm not joking. I bet you go back to whenever it came out, 40s, 50s, 20s, maybe even. Everybody says, man, those guys are awfully gay. They're awfully very happy. And you wonder why. So they ain't got no kids. And of course, it was socially unacceptable to be gay back in those days. But everyone's like, man, they're really happy. Why? I wonder why they're happy all the time. Because they were getting dick down all the time and getting laid. And I guarantee you they were happy and smiling. And then they said, which then took on the secondary meaning of that they were homosexual. But you're like, well, they're all happy having sex. And they like, yeah, we sure are. It's almost the same situation. It's the golden era for you chubby chasers. The golden era. It's never been better for you. There's never been more or fatter women in the history of the world, the modern day America. And if you like fat, go be happy. Do your victory laps. Indulge. I just take a victory lap for the rest of us. Make one of us just be proud. Yeah, look at that guy over there, man. Be the pig in mud. None of our opinions matter. If you like large gals, by God, it's your time. Go. Go into the land of Canaan. Get the bunches of grapes. We salute you, sir. Oh, we'll give you guff. Oh, people will look at you and like, harumph, harumph, harumph. Don't just be, I don't care, man. You deal with your twiggy little girls with the pain in the ass and their lip and the attitude and their drugs. I'm gonna get laid morning, noon, and night. And God bless you, sir. God bless. Don't care what anyone else thinks. Paracelsus on direct. Okay, thank you very much for the other. You could just email me for free. I do one set at near maximum weight until I'm unable to reliably complete another rep. That's what I do. Okay, thank you. Aim for 6 to 10 reps. Okay. Use compound exercise to high major muscle groups. I don't have a spotter, so I use machines. All right. I think it's the exact same thing I do. Thank you very much, Paracelsus. Thank you. And I'm glad you're getting results. Because there's Dennis Pagan, who I trust undoubtedly. I think Rich Cooper does this as well. Drew Bay. They all are like one set, that's it, max out, and their workout is done in like 15 to 20 minutes. Like, boy, I'd like an extra hour every other day. I'd love to have an extra 3-4 hours a week. Cappy could do some damage with that. Like repair my freaking house. My 2-year-old house. All right, there you go. So now, link below. For those of you, let's kind of get rid of this. Get that out of the way. Link below. What do they have? Link below. The course to the dad you never had. Guys, for the love of God, please avoid the life this guy has. Please avoid baby mama drama. All right? And in my course, The Dad You Never Have, we talk about this. Vasectomies. There's your simple, there are silver bullets. There are magical solutions. And among a million other things, they'll prevent you from being half dead and being stuck with a hoarder and facing this problem. Okay? It's a choice. It's a choice. And we can all have much better lives going in the future than the past 3 generations of men have had. It starts with getting wisdom, avoiding bad mistakes, The Dad You Never Had. Link below, available on teachable.com. You can Google search it. Also link below, The Book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. I don't care what happened in the past 199,950 years of all of human existence on the planet. The past 50 years have seen some radical and fundamental changes that makes the pursuit of women no longer the worthy endeavor it used to be. It is dangerous, it is incredibly risky, and it can and will ruin your life if you don't do it properly. Your one shot on this planet will be ruined. Your entire existence in this universe, the before where you're like, you're not even around to know that you were just say, hey, look what's going on. To like, boop, back to where you weren't even existing no more, not even conscious because you're not even existing to acknowledge the non-existence. This is it, guys. Stop wasting your lives pursuing women erroneously. I'm not saying abandon women. I'm not saying Don't have women be part of your life. I am saying none of you can afford to pursue women the way it's been done for all of human history past. And if you don't want to piss away your life, you need to adapt your strategy to modern day, especially in the West, courtship, dating, the pursuit of women. So please get the book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI on the pursuit of women, so that you know how to do this intelligently and not destroy your life. Did you notice how many times I told him he had to get a lawyer? That's what we're doing. That's what it's come to now. Any interaction with women, it's almost, I'm not joking. All right. If you're married, all interactions with women now have a legal consequence. All, because you have signed a legal contract. But it is getting to cohabitation, depending on the state, all of those have legal risks associated with dealing with women. Dating, interacting, period, is almost going to get to the point that it'll have a legal ramification. And it's not like, oh, and you win the lottery. Oh, you were interacting with a woman. Well, here's some money and bravo. No, it's like, why? Like, right. What do you want? You're like, oh, this is not good. You have to do it intelligently and wisely. So for $15, whatever the book costs, I don't know. Save yourselves no less than $100,000 on the cheap, more likely $250,000 if you really consider all costs. And don't end up like this guy. Please don't. Rafael Canguçu, a new guy, 5 Brazilian reals. Do Americans have different metric system for fat people? I don't know. This could be a serious. Do we have a different metric system for fat people in Brazil? When the girl is fat, she will have an extra 10 to 20 pounds. She's already kind of fat. I don't think it has anything to do with the metric system because you're mentioning pounds. But 10 to 20 pounds, no, that by today's standard, the woman would not officially be fat. She would be considered slightly overweight, and for some people, a little bit of extra curves wouldn't mind. But no, we're well beyond that. Because metric is kilograms, right? And it's 2.2 kilos, 2.2 pounds per kilo. So roughly divide by 2. No, it's much more forgiving. Raphael, I'm not kidding. If you ever come to the United States, you have to. And I would say anyone coming from a second or third world or traditional country where the food is not just copious and flowing, you have to go to a Walmart. You have to go to a Walmart and just look at the fat Americans. Most men today in the United States would be perfectly accepting of a woman who's 10 to 20 pounds overweight because you just have to be. There are so few women who are svelte and skinny and attractive that if a girl's just 10 pounds overweight, you almost wouldn't recognize it. Where a girl gets fat and a guy would be like, no, I can't speak for every American. And it depends on her height too. It depends on her height. That's you get a 5'11" gal. My gal is different. She's 5'11", so 20 extra pounds on her is going to look a lot different than a gal who's 5 foot. Let's take your average 5'4" gal. It'd be about 30 pounds. Then the guy's like, okay, yeah, you're fat. You're no longer, I can't get my dick up for you. Overweight, fat, these definitions are amorphous and on a spectrum of weight. I would say I can't get my dick up for you anymore. I think 30 pounds would be it. I think that most guys would be like, nope, and I'm out. And I'm out. So there you go. I always thought Brazilian women were a little more curvy, weren't they? I know in the 80s, like, they said, oh, Brazilian women, like down in Rio, like, oh, yeah, look at that, Brazilian women. Are they kind of a little more curvy? All right, there you guys go. Links to everything below. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.